Subscribe, you sissy. What are you waiting for?
Hey everybody, Butcher here again. Another hunt with our Megaraptors here. We found this Appa, and it looks to be a sizable Appa, so we're like, well, you know, maybe we can do it. We had a fairly decent sized pack of Megaraptors, and we're just trying to apply a lot of bleed right here. My first charge in, I tried to do the slash a little bit, and then just instantly evasive maneuver out, and that way he could not stomp me. It's a pretty decent way of applying some bleed early on in the fight. And Appas really take their time on dying because they just have so much HP and they have a lot of defense with that tail whip and getting into certain areas where they can nestle in and really keep you off of them. And like I said in chat right here, I said he's got bleed, take your time. So one of the best things about Megaraptor is that they have bleed, and Megs actually no longer have bleed at this stage in the game. So Megaraptor is really, really good for these persistent hunts so long as you can stay alive. They're very fragile creatures though, so you gotta be really careful. And there's a couple times in here where we get really, really close to death, and somebody actually does die due to a glitch, but we are attacking this Appa here. I'm trying to apply as much bleed as I possibly can, getting on the neck, getting on the head, working the front of his body as much as I can before he gets to some shelter. Now you gotta constantly watch that tail, whichever way that they turn. You can stand in front of this Appa and not get hit by the stomp. There I'm in a little bit of trouble. He knocked me away, evasive maneuver out, and then I missed the tail because of the evasive maneuver and the rock. So you want to constantly try to find angles on these things, or like right now I'm charging it up, going in, getting a couple bleeds, and I actually didn't get an evasive maneuver out right there because he yeeted me away from him. So you can kind of use that to your advantage too if they decide to sprint. Now that was probably the closest call that I've had in this match. He very nearly got me there, and I had plenty of teammates, so I said, well, you know, I'm just gonna go lay down and let them do some work. This Appa should have somewhere around like 100 bleed by now, and I know he's not gonna be healing anything, so I'm just gonna take my break and let my teammates do some work.
Yeah, but we need to keep getting him with the water.
And notice how like all of us are coming in on this Appa. We're trying to attack his front. He's not nestled in anywhere at this current time, so we're putting people on either side of him and trying to make him always face towards one person, and then that way we can keep jumping and getting hits on him. So, and at 100 bleed, he's very uncomfortable. His comfort's super low. He's not healing, and he may even be draining a little bit of health too, depending on his talents. Like if he doesn't have stress resist for art into him, then there's no way he's going to be able to have good enough comfort to start healing. Now he may have clotting, he may not. I'm not really sure. I didn't talk to this person or anything afterwards. But clotting can definitely help with something like this. But in our case, we were hitting him so much that he just could not really recover. And as you can see right now, he's actually in a really good spot. Obviously there's better spots, but he is in a spot to where he can cover his front, so he's like actually learning to clam up right now. He's as the fight unfolds. So what he's gonna do is try to get his head as close to that rock as possible and probably mesh several times, which Appas typically tend to do, especially when they feel threatened. And this one is not fully grown, so his intim is not really affecting us that much, but this is still a sizable Appa, and as you can see earlier, I was really about to die in just 2 hits, and that really just, again, shows the fragility of these creatures. These Megaraptors are just like glass, and they break so easily. So if you're dying a lot on Megaraptor, you know, don't feel discouraged. It does happen, and you know, I'm definitely not the best Megaraptor out there. But I've learned a few things to try to get hits. You see that it's such a slow thing for Appas to stomp. But there I used my evasive maneuver, did my damage, applied the bleed, and then got out really really fast. So I kind of start using this tactic more and more. See, I have this opening that he's presenting right now. And we can get on the sides of him, and his tail can't quite reach if he's pushed to the one side. So if I'm coming over there, this side is open now. Now somebody should be positioned here on my team. So I'm getting a bite, evasive out. It's perfect. It works every time, as long as he's not moving or somebody else is moving him in my direction. So now I'm trying to get up on top of the rock to possibly get up and then bite at his neck or his head or whatever, because his head's kind of meshed into the rock right now, and I don't think it's necessarily allowed, but I'm biting here, evasive maneuvering out, and there I thought I was gonna get hit right there. It was a kind of a oh shit moment, but I got out just fine, and we're back in the game. So I'm gonna do the same thing again, evasive out. I only got one bite that time, but as long as you're consistently getting damage on these things, that's all that really matters. So, I mean, the bleed is there. The bleed is on this thing, so that their health is not going to be healing at all. And we're actually playing with some people that aren't as experienced Megaraptors or not fully grown. So, they're having some trouble here, and I think even like a small enough raptor, you could be one shot by these things. So these two are actually pretty good right here, Freshly and Dabs. They're doing a good job trying to get bites where I can't. And this Appa's just kind of gonna sit it out now. I think if I were this Appa, I would be trying to search for like a better location, but this is actually a pretty difficult area on the map for him to be in, so I'm just gonna keep evasive maneuvering, getting bites in over and over and over again, just trying to do this, frustrate him, and just keep chipping away at this mountain. And he's doing a little bit of head bob in there. There, he just got me. He didn't hit me a second time, thank goodness. Although I think I would have been able to survive another hit. Thank goodness one of them was a tail hit. So we're all healing up. We're all healing up. This is actually our friend Buzz. He just died. Somebody was smelling next to him, and it's a glitch right now. So like if you smell next to somebody, there's something that happens with the Megaraptors that you bite. If you smell or eat, or like the use option, whenever you use your use key or scent key, sometimes you can bite at that time. So he died, and this is on the server Karma. So we had one body down, and this server is actually a 2 body down server. So he died, and then you know, if somebody else were to die, we would have to stop fighting. Or if the Appa were to die, then we could stop there. So just keep chipping away at this Appa, and the fight has gone on for so long now, and we're really wondering if it's gonna end. And I'm just gonna bite, and sure enough, he dies, and he goes down. So this is such a good hunt. We were really trying to raise a family and team of raptors that we could just wreak havoc with on this server. So this gore that he provided actually was huge for us. So we got to nest in a lot of raptors, reincarns, and do all that. So it was a really good fight, and we definitely look forward to more Appa kills. Thanks for watching, guys.